stupid truck. So I figure I'd do a little update on this inside. I just fixed the issue. Okay, so I left this at, the motor was here. I had the case off of the motor windings and all that stuff. Well, I ended up just drilling out the 3 rivets that hold the motor to the regulator body. And that's a bolt. I just put that in there. Actually, it's a carriage bolt. It works. I just had to drill it out and make it work. But here we have the actual motor and actuator and all that fun stuff. See, what had happened is the magnetism in here had pulled the windings back into the housing, and those little, okay, these little guys here, these are the motor brushes, and they are spring loaded, so they're supposed to ride on this copper ring here, split ring, and it was unable to actually do that because they're spring loaded and they were just kind of contacting the top of it instead. So I had to use my screwdriver to pull these brushes back as I fed the motor back into this thing, which I cannot do one-handed, by the way. But yeah, that's how it was riding when I was trying to force the window up a couple days ago. So get the brushes in there right like that, and now the motor is actually riding on the brushes again. Okay, cool. So we got a little bit of grease on here, we got a little bit of hairs too. Yay, I don't really care, it doesn't really matter. But now I have to make this actually stay in place up here while I put the cover back on it. So let's see if I can do that again. I've already done this once. I've already verified everything was working, but I had to take it apart again because I had to make this video because I'm awesome like that, right? Okay, we have managed to do it again. And this little gasket here, it's too loose to actually be useful. It keeps getting in the way instead. But yeah, now I got to get these 4 little screws back into these little holes. And when we can take it back over here, and you'll notice those 2 studs at the top, okay? Well, I can't get them out because that one bangs up against the inner door skin of the door, and this one actually bangs into the window track scissor thingy in here. I don't know what it's actually called. I don't really care. It doesn't really matter. Let me see if I can get this window down a little bit, because I can actually push the window down easily now with the motor out of the way. But yeah, this here is in the way of me getting these 2 out, and I was only able to put the window down just far enough to be able to get this one to back out, and I was able to get this carriage bolt to get in there by drilling out the hole and just kind of widening it out. It works perfectly because the bolt actually stays put while I'm putting a nut on it. So, and it's not going to fall back now because now it's held in by this piece again. So yeah, it works. So I'm going to put the screws back into that and we'll take it from there. Done. Motor, actuator, body is put back together. Yeah, this is going to work pretty good. Okay, now come back over here, and all I gotta do, get this thing out of my way. All right, start with this one, line it up with that one, and we'll get it on that one. And I gotta move the window because the gear is not lining up, so we can do that. Well, I kind of need both hands to do. Okay, now it's actually on the gear again. Now I can plug this guy up here. I can also put this on here. It's a lock washer. I don't know if it's gonna do worth a dang, but I've also got this nut to go on it. And once I tighten that one up, I'm gonna put this one on it to lock it in place. So we can do that right now, actually. And since I can't get those other 2 rivets out, they're basically just going to serve as holding it in place instead of letting it slide around as it tries to go up and down with the window. Get that one on there, and I can lock it down up against the first nut, and it should help against the 2 of them backing off. Now, oh, I gotta plug in my switches again. Yep. Plug in. And plug in. I think it's stupid. You gotta have both of them plugged in for this stupid thing to work. Because power comes in on the little one and the windows are actuated from the big one. So yeah, here we go. Turn on my retain accessory power switch and it works. Freaking yes. Now I need to disable that auto down feature so it doesn't screw me over again. And also, I can't leave it up like that because it has failed in that position before when it was really hot out, and it came back again when it got cold. So every time I put this window up, I just touch it back down again. And it's been doing me good up until now. We'll see how long this lasts. So now I'm going to get everything back together. Like I said, I'm going to disable the auto down. I got to take this switch body apart and remove one of the terminals from the relay that's in there that controls the auto down feature being activated or not. So these windows are not going to have auto down anymore once I get done with that. And hopefully that window motor will last me a little bit longer. I can always go ahead and replace it. That's fine. It's like 20 to 40 bucks depending on where you get it. But I just don't feel like doing it. It works still. Whatever. So yeah, enjoy. I hope you enjoyed. Whatever. Like and subscribe and all that stupid bullshit.